If Thou Shalt Confess, by J.K. Van Baalen, 1953. The reward of confessing Jesus as Lord. Surely he, knowing our frame, remembering that we are dust, Psalm 103, verse 14. He who was in all points tempted like as we are, yet without sin, Hebrews 4, verse 15. Surely he realized how difficult it would be for us always to confess him with word and deed, to obey his commandments fearlessly among a generation which ridicules his claims. For this reason he has not only given us his Spirit, who also helpeth our infirmity, Romans 8:26, but he has promised us the greatest of rewards. Everyone, therefore, who shall confess me before men, him will I also confess before my Father who is in heaven. And I say unto you, every one who shall confess me before men, him shall the Son of Man also confess before the angels of God. Matthew 10:32, Luke 12, verse 8. On the other hand, but whosoever shall deny me before men, him will I also deny before my Father who is in heaven. But he that denieth me in the presence of men shall be denied in the presence of the angels of God. Verses 33, verse 9. What a stimulus to continue believing with the heart and confessing with the mouth, and to try your own selves whether ye are in the faith, that is, whether your faith is the true faith. 2 Corinthians 13, verse 5. For there will be found in the day of judgment such as has confessed, Lord, doing even miracles in his name, and yet who did not so from the right motive. And then will I profess unto them, openly, publicly will I confess, in holy mockery of their alleged confession, I never knew you, depart from me, ye that work iniquity. Matthew 7:23. What a danger that you should begin with the Spirit and end with the flesh. But on the other hand, how simple the whole matter becomes if only you will continue praying for the aid of that infirmity-bearing spirit of his. And doing that, what a future will be yours. Oh, can you imagine the difference? I do not say now between the final condition of the true confessors and the hypocrites, for I am constrained to believe that your confession has been sincere, and hence that the Lord will keep you inviolate. But can you realize something of the vast difference between your present condition and your bliss untold in that greatest of days? Now you are despised by many because you believe in him. Now you are hated because you confess him as your Lord. Even if you are not persecuted as your fellow Christians of this enlightened age are in Russia and other lands. And while you may thank God that you suffer so little for your confession, yet you are held in contempt. Not many wise after the flesh, not many mighty, not many noble. 1 Corinthians 1:26. And for this reason counted as the scum of the nation by the rulers of this world, it holds of this age as well as of any other generation. But a day is coming which will leave all earthly splendor and grandeur far behind it. A king is to be revealed in majesty unknown, in power inconceivable, surrounded by countless hosts, not of dressed-up mortals, but of angels bright and terrible to look upon, serving him at his beckoning, glorying in the greatness of his crowning day. And then, oh then, you and I, if we may be found to be good and faithful servants, I believe shall weep for sheer rapture, for then it will appear that we who were once despised are the people. And while all earthly splendor shall vanish and decay, nothing remaining but the all-surpassing majesty of the King of Kings, and the unthought-of power of the Lord of Lords, you will also become majestic and endowed with power, for you will be like him. 1 John 3, verse 2. And that for no other reason than this one, that after he had laid down his life for you, that you did confess him before men as your Lord. And that will not be the end of things, but the beginning. all other things having been only the introduction to life, the overture to the greatest symphony of heaven. Then shall the King say unto them on his right hand, Come, ye blessed of my Father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. Matthew 25, verse 34. His Lord said unto him, Well done, good and faithful servant. Thou hast been faithful over a few things. I shall set thee over many things. Enter thou into the joy of thy Lord. Verse 21. In that day your Lord will make you sharer in his own joy. Surely by looking forward to that day, you should take heart. You will not lose courage, but will continue to confess with thy mouth Jesus is Lord. And that you may be enabled to do so worthily, well might you commit to memory these words, that you may often pray them. Take my life and let it be consecrated, Lord, to thee. Take my moments and my days. Let them flow in ceaseless praise. Take my hands and let them move at the impulse of thy love. Take my feet and let them be swift and beautiful for thee. Take my voice and let me sing, always only for my King. Take my lips and let them be filled with messages from thee. Take my silver and my gold, not a mite would I withhold. Take my intellect and use every power as thou shalt choose. Take my will and make it thine, it shall be no longer mine. Take my heart, it is thine own, it shall be thy royal throne. Take my love, my Lord, I pour at thy feet its treasure store. Take myself, and I will be ever only all for thee.